Hidden beneath the sands of time are treasures beyond imagination, artifacts that give us a glimpse into the lives of ancient civilizations. Today, we're diving into the most amazing ancient finds ever discovered. From their origins to their astonishing worth, these relics are priceless windows into history. Our first stop takes us to Egypt in 1799, where a French soldier stumbled upon one of the most significant archaeological finds in history, the Rosetta Stone. This granite slab, inscribed with 3 scripts, hieroglyphic, Demotic and ancient Greek, unlocked the secrets of Egyptian hieroglyphs. Over 2,200 years old, the Rosetta Stone is a cornerstone of modern archaeology. Although priceless to history, its monetary value is estimated at $1 billion. In 1947, Bedouin shepherds near the Dead Sea in Israel discovered a treasure hidden in caves, the Dead Sea Scrolls. These ancient texts date back over 2,000 years and include some of the oldest known manuscripts of the Hebrew Bible. Their cultural and religious significance is incalculable, but collectively the scrolls are valued at over $3 million. Marching back in time to 1974, farmers digging a well in Xi'an, China, uncovered an army made of clay. The Terracotta Army, buried over 2,200 years ago to guard Emperor Qin Shi Huang in the afterlife, consists of thousands of life-sized soldiers, horses and chariots. Today, the entire site is worth over $4 billion, making it one of the most valuable archaeological finds ever. In 1922, Howard Carter made a discovery that captured the world's imagination: the tomb of Pharaoh Tutankhamun in Egypt's Valley of the Kings. Among the treasures was a golden funerary mask dating back over 3,300 years. Weighing over 10 kilograms of solid gold and inlaid with gemstones, the mask is valued at over $2 million. Its true worth, however, lies in its historical significance. In 1901, sponge divers off the coast of Greece discovered a strange, corroded artifact in a shipwreck. What they found was the Antikythera Mechanism, a 2,000-year-old analog computer used to predict astronomical events. This complex device showcases the advanced engineering of the ancient Greeks. It's estimated worth around $10 million. In 2009, a metal detector hobbyist in Staffordshire, England, unearthed the largest Anglo-Saxon treasure hoard ever found. Dating back to the 7th century, the collection of gold and silver items is worth an estimated $4.3 million. It offers a rare glimpse into the craftsmanship and culture of medieval England. Discovered on the Greek island of Milos in 1820, the Venus de Milo is one of the most famous sculptures in history. Created around 150 BCE, this marble statue of the goddess Aphrodite is a masterpiece of Hellenistic art. While it is priceless to the Louvre Museum, art historians estimate its value at over $100 million. These amazing ancient finds are more than just objects. They're pieces of our collective story. They remind us of the ingenuity, creativity, and spirituality of those who came before us. If you enjoyed this journey through time, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more incredible tales of history and discovery. See you in the next video. Okay, everyone, before we wrap things up, let's talk about one more amazing discovery: the ancient city of Pompeii. Pompeii was buried under a thick layer of ash and volcanic rock when Mount Vesuvius erupted back in 79 AD. It's like a snapshot of Roman life frozen in time. Can you imagine? Pompeii was a busy city full of shops, culture, and everyday people going about their lives until that fateful day when the volcano erupted without much warning. The incredible thing is that the volcanic ash actually preserved everything: the buildings, everyday objects, and even the people who lived there. It's an archaeologist's dream come true. When they started digging, they found beautiful mosaics, paintings on the walls, and everyday things that tell us so much about the people who lived there. From the grand amphitheater to the cozy homes, Pompeii gives us a chance to step back in time and experience ancient Rome firsthand. Discovering Pompeii has completely changed how we understand Roman civilization. It's given us so much information about Roman architecture, how society was structured, and what daily life was like. It's one of the most important archaeological discoveries ever. When we look at the ruins and think about the people who lived and died there, it reminds us how fragile life can be and how powerful nature truly is. Pompeii is a reminder of history's ability to endure, waiting to be uncovered and remembered. Before we wrap up, let's dive into another amazing discovery: the tomb of China's very first emperor, Qin Shi Huang. Located in Shaanxi province, this tomb is a true wonder of ancient engineering, showing just how impressive the Qin dynasty was. It took over 38 years and hundreds of thousands of workers to build this massive complex, all designed to reflect the emperor's power and vision. The tomb itself is still unopened, full of mystery and legend. But the area around it has revealed some of the most incredible artifacts ever found, including the famous Terracotta Army. Imagine a life-sized army made of clay, soldiers, horses and chariots, all made to protect the emperor in the afterlife. Each figure is unique, showing off the amazing skills and attention to detail of the artist. And there's more. The tomb complex also has rivers of mercury, intricate bronze chariots, and tons of treasures that give us a peek into the wealth and artistry of ancient China. They say the tomb's layout is like a mirror of the cosmos, with the emperor's burial chamber right in the center, symbolizing his everlasting rule. Finding Qin Shi Huang's tomb has taught us so much about Chinese history, culture, and how advanced they were. It shows how important the emperor was in uniting China and creating the country we know today. As archaeologists keep exploring and studying this amazing site, we're reminded of the incredible legacy of ancient civilizations and the stories they left behind for us to discover. Qin Shi Huang's tomb is like a giant monument to human ambition, creativity, and the desire to live forever. Hey everyone! Let's travel back in time to the legendary city of Troy, a place where stories and history come together. Troy is in modern-day Turkey, and it's super famous because of Homer's epic poems, the Iliad and the Odyssey. These poems are all about heroes, love and betrayal, and people have loved them for thousands of years. For a long time, people thought Troy was just a made-up place from these poems. But guess what? In the late 1800s, a German archaeologist named Heinrich Schliemann found the ruins of an ancient city that looked just like how Troy was described. When they dug deeper, they found different layers of the city, showing that it had been rebuilt many times over thousands of years. One layer, called Troy the Seventh, is thought to be the Troy from the Trojan War stories. Legend says that the Trojan War started when Helen, the queen of Sparta, was taken by Paris, a prince of Troy. This caused a huge war between the Greeks and the Trojans, and that's where the story of the Trojan horse comes from. Archaeologists have found things like big walls, the remains of houses, and other objects that match up with these old stories. One really cool discovery was a bunch of gold jewelry. Schliemann called it Priam's treasure, after the king of Troy in the stories. This treasure shows us how rich and advanced the city was. Finding Troy was a huge deal because it connected the stories to real history. It teaches us a lot about ancient people and how their histories are linked. Every object, every layer of the city tells a story about how strong and clever people were back then, and how much we love a good story. As we learn more about Troy, we see how powerful stories are and how important it is to remember our past. Troy shows us the strength of humans and how we always want to learn more, no matter how much time has passed. Hey everyone! Let's go on an adventure to the amazing Andes Mountains in Peru, where the ancient city of Machu Picchu sits high up in the clouds. This super cool place was built by the Inca people way back in the 1400s, and everyone is amazed by its mystery and beauty. An American explorer named Hiram Bingham found Machu Picchu in 1911. He was actually looking for a different lost city, but what he found was even better. It's a huge place with over 200 buildings like temples, terraces and palaces, all made of stone. The Incas were awesome builders. They built everything so well that it's still standing after all this time, even with the crazy mountain weather. They didn't even use any cement or glue. Machu Picchu shows just how smart they were and how well they understood nature. One of the coolest things at Machu Picchu is the Intihuatana stone. It's like a giant sundial or calendar that the Incas used to track the sun. It shows how much they knew about the stars and how they connected their beliefs to the sky. Archaeologists have also found lots of other cool stuff there, like pots, tools, and even skeletons. By studying these things, we can learn more about how the Incas lived and what they believed. Machu Picchu isn't just some old ruins, it shows how creative, strong, and spiritual the Incas were. It's like stepping back in time to see what their lives were like. When we walk around Machu Picchu, we can see how amazing the Incas were and how humans always want to build, explore, and learn. This ancient city way up in the clouds is still super inspiring. It connects us to a really interesting history that we can still feel today. Okay, everyone, get ready because we're about to travel to the middle of the Arabian desert. We're going to see the amazing ancient city of Petra. Petra is hidden in the mountains of Jordan, and it's a really impressive place built by people a long time ago. They called it the Rose City because of its beautiful pink cliffs made of a kind of rock called sandstone. Get this, Petra was carved right out of the rock over 2,000 years ago by people called the Nabateans. These Nabateans were really good traders. They were like the experts in trading spices and incense back in the day, connecting the east and west. Petra was like their central hub, a really busy place with traders, skilled workers, and even scholars coming from all over. Now imagine a grand building carved right into the cliff. That's Al-Khazni, which means the treasury. It has intricate carvings and tall columns, and experts think it might have been the tomb of a Nabatean king. It shows just how skilled the Nabateans were in architecture and art. But hold on, there's more to Petra than just the treasury. This city is full of tombs, temples, and even a huge open-air theatre that could fit thousands of people. The Nabateans were incredibly smart. They used what they had in the desert to their advantage. They created a system to collect water, which helped them survive in the harsh desert. Archaeologists have found tons of cool stuff in Petra, like pottery, tools, and even writing on walls. These findings give us a glimpse into what life was like for the Nabateans. We're talking about a really advanced and diverse society that loved art, trade, and learning from other cultures. Petra isn't just about history and archaeology. It represents how strong and creative humans can be, especially when faced with difficult situations. Today, people from all corners of the globe visit Petra, and it reminds us of the amazing things humans can achieve. As we explore Petra, we're walking in the footsteps of the Nabateans and witnessing their incredible achievements. This hidden treasure in the desert is a reminder of the past and how it connects to our present. All right, let's go from the Arabian desert to the thick jungles of Cambodia. There we'll find the amazing ancient city of Angkor Wat. Angkor Wat isn't just one temple, it's a huge group of temples spread out over 400 acres. That makes it the biggest religious building in the world. Built way back in the early 1100s by the Khmer Empire, Angkor Wat is a beautiful example of their classic architecture. It's also a symbol of Cambodian pride. King Suryavarman II ordered the building of Angkor Wat. It was dedicated to the Hindu god Vishnu. If you look closely, you'll see detailed carvings and pictures carved into the stone. These tell stories from Hindu myths like the Ramayana and the Mahabharata. The big tower in the middle represents Mount Meru, the home of the gods in Hindu stories. Angkor was the capital of the Khmer Empire, a really busy and important city. The empire was a big deal in Southeast Asia, known for its advanced engineering, art and culture. The city was cleverly designed with a system of pools, canals and waterways, showing how good the Khmer people were at managing water. This system helped them grow food and kept the city going even during dry times. Sadly, the Khmer Empire fell in the 1400s. Angkor Wat was abandoned and the jungle slowly grew over it. It wasn't until the 1800s that a French explorer named Henri Mouhot rediscovered it. He wrote about it, and suddenly everyone was interested in Angkor Wat again. This sparked a lot of archaeological digging and exploring. Archaeologists have found lots of cool things at Angkor Wat, like statues, writing and pottery. These discoveries help us understand the Khmer Empire's social structure, religious practices and daily life. The temple walls are covered with carvings of apsaras, which are like dancing angels. Each one is different, showing how skilled the Khmer artists were. Angkor Wat shows us how smart and spiritual the Khmer people were. Its size and all the little details still amaze people today. Millions of visitors come every year to see its beauty. It's not just an amazing building, it's a symbol of strength, surviving time and nature. When we explore Angkor Wat, we learn about the rich culture and amazing things the Khmer Empire did. This ancient city, hidden for so long, connects us to a glorious past and inspires us to appreciate the wonders of history. Okay, so we just explored the jungles of Cambodia, right? Now let's hop over to the middle of ancient Mesopotamia, to a legendary city called Babylon. Imagine Iraq today. Right in that spot, nestled by the Euphrates River, was Babylon. And let me tell you, this wasn't just any city, it was city. Picture this, around 2300 BC, Babylon pops up, but it really hit the big time under King Hammurabi around 1800 BC. This guy, Hammurabi, he gave us the Code of Hammurabi, like the rule book for everyone back then. It was one of the very first sets of written laws, and guess what? It's still a big deal because it set the stage for how we do law even today. That's how advanced Babylon was. But hold on, the best part's coming. You've heard of the 7 wonders of the ancient world, right? Well, Babylon had one, the Hanging Gardens. Legend has it that King Nebuchadnezzar II, a total romantic, built these amazing gardens for his wife Amethyst. She missed her homeland all green and lush, so he brought the green to her. Imagine terraces overflowing with plants and waterfalls right in the middle of a desert. Talk about going the extra mile. Here's the catch. We're not exactly sure where these gardens were or if they even existed the way stories say. Some smarty-pants historians think it might be a tall tale, or maybe they were somewhere else entirely. But hey, a little mystery makes history more fun, right? Now, when archaeologists went digging in Babylon, boy, did they hit the jackpot. They found tons of cool stuff like the Ishtar Gate. Picture a giant gate decked out in bright blue bricks with dragons and bulls all over it. That's the Ishtar Gate. It was the grand entrance to the city, and you can actually see parts of it in a museum in Berlin. Talk about a blast from the past. And that's not all. They also found pieces of the Etemenanki, a super tall ziggurat. Think of it like a pyramid-shaped temple. The story goes that this ziggurat was so massive it inspired the biblical story of the Tower of Babel. People worshipped Marduk there, the top god in Babylon. Babylon wasn't just a pretty face, though. It was like the cool kid everyone wanted to copy. They were brilliant at astronomy, math, you name it. Their ideas spread far and wide, shaping how people lived and thought for centuries. Sadly, all that's left of Babylon today are ruins. But even in ruins, you can feel the greatness of this city. It's like a time machine taking us back to when Babylon was the center of everything, a melting pot of cultures and ideas. Exploring Babylon is like piecing together a giant puzzle. Every discovery, every story helps us understand just how incredible ancient civilizations were. They were smart, resourceful, and they left their mark on the world. And that's something worth remembering, don't you think? All right, now that we've explored Babylon, let's hop over to the birthplace of Western civilization, Athens, Greece. Imagine this. It's around 3000 BC, and the very beginnings of one of history's most important cities are just starting. But Athens really hit its stride in the 5th century BC, a time known as the Golden Age. This was the time of big thinkers like Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle, and it's where democracy was born. Now, let's talk about the Parthenon. This amazing temple, built for the goddess Athena, sits on top of the Acropolis Hill. Built between 447 and 432 BC, it's a super impressive example of ancient Greek architecture. Picture shiny marble columns, detailed sculptures, and a giant statue of Athena herself. The Parthenon wasn't just a temple, it showed off Athens' power and culture. When archaeologists started digging in Athens, they found amazing things that told the story of a city that was way ahead of its time. They found the Agora, the busy marketplace where Socrates used to teach. The Agora was the heart of Athens, a place where politics, business, and philosophy all came together. And then there's the Theatre of Dionysus, right on the side of the Acropolis. Imagine watching the very first plays by famous writers like Aeschylus, Sophocles, and Euripides right there. This theatre is where Western theatre began. The stuff they found in Athens is mind-blowing. From fancy pottery to bronze statues and writing, every discovery helps us understand Athens' amazing past. These finds give us a peek into the everyday lives of Athenians, their beliefs, their art, and the new things they created. Athens wasn't just about big buildings and smart people. It was a city that loved knowledge and beauty. The Athenians were pioneers in things like philosophy, science, and art. Their ideas and creations have influenced so many people and still inspire us today. Walking through the ruins of Athens is like walking through a history book. Every stone, every column has a story. It shows how brilliant and strong Athens was, a city that has survived for centuries. So, as we finish our trip through ancient Athens, let's remember what this amazing civilization left behind. It shaped the world we live in, and its influence is still felt today. Athens isn't just old ruins, it shows us what humans can achieve and how powerful ideas can be. And that's something really worth remembering. As we leave the grandeur of Athens behind, let's journey to another ancient city that shaped the world, Rome. Imagine stepping back in time to 753 BC, when Rome was founded by the legendary twins Romulus and Remus. This city would grow to become one of the most powerful empires in history, influencing law, governance, architecture, and culture. Let's start with the Colosseum, a symbol of Rome's might and engineering prowess. This colossal amphitheater, completed in AD 80, was the epicenter of Roman entertainment. Picture gladiators battling, wild animal hunts, and even mock sea battles. The Colosseum could hold up to 80,000 spectators, all eager for a show. Its intricate system of vaults and arches made it a marvel of ancient engineering. Archaeologists have unearthed incredible finds in Rome, revealing the daily lives of its inhabitants and the grandeur of its architecture. The Roman Forum, for instance, was the heart of political life. Here you can almost hear the echoes of orators like Cicero and see the bustling marketplace where citizens gathered. And then there's the Pantheon, originally built as a temple for all Roman gods. Its massive dome, with a central oculus that lets in natural light, remains one of the best preserved ancient Roman buildings. The artistry and engineering behind the Pantheon are still studied and admired today. The discoveries in Rome are not just about grand structures, they also include everyday items like pottery, coins, and tools. These artifacts provide a window into the lives of ordinary Romans, their customs, and their innovations. From the aqueducts that brought fresh water into the city to the sophisticated road systems, Rome was a city of remarkable achievement. Walking through the ruins of Rome is like walking through the pages of history. Each column, each stone has witnessed the rise and fall of an empire. The archaeological finds remind us of Rome's lasting legacy, from its legal system to its architectural innovations. So, as we conclude our exploration of ancient Rome, let's remember the indelible mark this city has left on our world. Rome wasn't just a city, it was a beacon of human ingenuity and ambition. Its influence continues to resonate, reminding us of what humanity can achieve. Rome's ruins are not merely remnants of the past. They are a testament to the enduring power of ideas and the relentless pursuit of greatness. And that is a legacy worth celebrating. Well, we've said goodbye to the wonders of Rome, so let's head over to another amazing city, a city that made its mark on history, Alexandria. Alexander the Great started this city way back in 331 BC, and it quickly became super important, a center of learning, culture, and trade in the ancient world. They named it after Alexander, of course, and it was right on the coast of Egypt, perfectly placed to connect the east and the west. Now, picture this, the Lighthouse of Alexandria, also called the Pharos. Finished around the 3rd century BC, this massive tower was over 300 feet tall. That's taller than the Statue of Liberty. It was one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. Can you imagine its bright light guiding sailors through the night to Alexandria's busy harbor? It was like a symbol of the city's power at sea. But the lighthouse wasn't just a really tall building. It showed how clever and ambitious the people who built it were. Sadly, earthquakes destroyed it long ago, but its design inspired lighthouses all over the world. When archaeologists dig in Alexandria, they find amazing things that tell us about its past. This city was home to the Great Library of Alexandria, one of the biggest and most important libraries ever. People who loved to learn came from everywhere to study and share ideas, making Alexandria a really exciting place to be. They found pieces of the library and other cool buildings like the Serapeum, a temple for a god named Serapis. These discoveries give us a peek into the city's vibrant culture and religious beliefs. And get this, underwater explorers have found even more of Alexandria. It turns out parts of the city sank into the sea because of natural disasters. They found statues, pillars, even parts of the royal palace. It's like finding a lost world under the waves. Walking through the ruins of Alexandria, both on land and underwater, is like traveling back in time. Every broken piece, every old wall tells a story about this amazing city that was at the center of everything. These discoveries remind us how important Alexandria was, its contributions to knowledge, science, and its incredible architecture. So, as we finish up our trip to ancient Alexandria, let's remember what it achieved and how it changed the world. Alexandria wasn't just a city, it was a shining light of knowledge and progress. It reminds us of what humans can achieve when we use our minds and creativity. Alexandria's ruins aren't just old stones, they show us that people have always searched for knowledge and tried to be their best. and that's something worth